Jesus, releasing destinies. This is Celebration TV. Jesus, releasing destinies. This is Celebration TV.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. The whole truth. To 15.7 trillion naira by the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu.
Welcome to Celebration Television News Desk. My name is Belly Squetta. Thanks for joining us today. Now, the news making the headlines: ICPC releases guidelines for COVID-19 relief fund management. Ghana's Medical Research Institute on the forefront of developing drugs for COVID-19. Poland's presidential poll postponed over coronavirus. Nigeria's oil production exceeds OPEC quota, and Bayern agrees to sign Leroy Sane on 5-year deal. The news in full comes after the break. You're welcome. Now the news in details. ICPC releases guidelines for COVID-19 relief fund management. The Independent Corrupt Practice and Other Related Offences Commission says it has drawn up guidelines on the utilization of the COVID-19 relief funds. In a statement on Wednesday, the ICPC said it derives its power from Section 6, Subsection B, Subsection D of the Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offence Act of 2000 in designing the guidelines. The statement read, salient among the several provisions of the guidelines are the bank accounts policy, which allows the chairman of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 the discretion to designate bank accounts solely for the collection of funds and donations, as well as specific bank accounts that receipts are swept into for expenditures whose signatories, though appointed by the chairman of the PTF, shall not have approving powers. According to the statement, the guidelines also recommended that all cash advances should be subjected to the Financial Regulations and Policy Service rules. The body added that petty cash advances might be made to an officer for petty cash transactions as approved by the PTF chairman. However, the Anti-Corruption Agency said the guidelines won't apply to donations from the private sector unless given to the PTF to manage. And now, moving forward, the federal government and states will feed school children at home, says the minister. The federal government, in partnership with states is set to start feeding school children in their homes, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadia Umar Farouk, announced on Wednesday. On April 8, reports had it that the federal government had finalized plans with the state governments to start feeding school children in their respective homes. Speaking on Wednesday at the Presidential Task Force briefing on COVID-19 in Abuja, Umar Farouk said the government had overhauled the school feeding program in a way to ensure that school children were fed at home despite the lockdown. She said they have made progress in the overhauling of the homegrown school feeding program, and the sensitization has already begun in the 3 frontline states of Ogun, Lagos and the Federal Capital Territory for implementation. The minister had explained that the food would be distributed door to door, as vouchers would be allocated at specific collection times to avoid overcrowding. She explained that the vouchers would be redeemed and at designated distribution sites. This came as the federal government on Wednesday handed food items to the Federal Ministry of Women's Affairs and Social Development for vulnerable women across the country. Umar Farouk presented over the items to the Minister of Women's Affairs and Social Development, Pauline Talen, in Abuja. And now on other stories, federal government extends ban on flights by 4 weeks. The federal government has extended the ban placed on flights in the country as part of efforts to curtail the spread of the coronavirus for another 4 weeks. The chairman of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, Mr. Boss Mustafa, disclosed this at the daily briefing of the task force on Wednesday. Mustafa, who is also the secretary to the government of the Federation, said the decision to extend the ban was taken after due consultation with experts. He said tomorrow marks the last day for the enforcement of the closure of Nigeria's airspace to flights. They have assessed the situation in the aviation industry and have come to the conclusion that, given the facts available and based on advice from experts, the ban on all flights will be extended for another additional 4 weeks. In another effort being made to curtail the spread of the virus, Mustafa said the PTF had continued to interface with state governors. He disclosed that the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, the NCDC, will be visiting Kogi and Cross River states to provide support to the states' EOCs. This he described as a giant leap in the dialogue and collaboration process. And now on to news coming from around Africa. COVID Organics, Madagascar seeks South Africa's scientific assistance. South Africa on Wednesday confirmed that Madagascar had requested assistance with scientific research on Artemisia, the herb used in the production of COVID organics. Addressing the issues, Health Minister Zweli Zihe said South Africa had agreed that its scientists will only assist with the analysis of the herb. He said in a tweet that they have received a call from the government of Madagascar, who asked for help with scientific research. The scientists will be able to assist with the research. They would only get involved in a scientific analysis of the herb. The now controversial herb has been donated by the Malagasy government to a number of African countries, amongst them Equatorial Guinea, Republic of Congo and Guinea-Bissau. The latter received a consignment meant for the ECOWAS region. The African Union, the AU, has confirmed that they are in talks with Madagascar over COVID organics, the island nation purported herbal cure for COVID-19. The African Union and Malagasy diplomats have held meetings in Addis Ababa with the view to getting necessary information regarding the remedy. And still from another African story, Ghana's Medical Research Institute on the forefront of developing drugs for COVID-19. The COVID-19, though a major threat to human survival, continue to invoke the ingenuity of research scientists, virologists and other professionals. The Nugochi Memorial Institute for Medical Research of the University of Ghana has been the foremost institution since Ghana's first case on March 12. Director of the institute, Abraham Anang, says Ghana is about weeks away from developing drugs for COVID-19. According to Professor Anang, the culture system are being established for preclinical studies experiments which will take place 8 weeks from now. And now Professor Anang reiterated that the institute had to partner with other allied bodies to set up a platform for diagnosis for detection. He also said Ghana government contribute to providing financial basis for the recruitment and support of the scientists. The institution was established in 1979 in memory of a Japanese scientist, Hideo Noguchi, who died of yellow fever in 1928, a year after arriving in Ghana to help fight yellow fever. The institute remains one of the leading centers for scientific testing and medical research for various epidemics. And we're going to a short break right now. When we come back, we get news from the United States of America. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. The whole truth.
Coronavirus is an infectious disease, one which can be spread from person to person.
However, you can protect yourself, the people around you, and help prevent spreading the virus to others if only you
wash your hands regularly for 20 seconds with soap and water or an alcoholic-based hand rub or sanitizer.
Clean and disinfect surfaces. Cover your nose and mouth with a disposable tissue or flex elbow when you cough or sneeze.
Practice social distancing. Avoid close contact, that is 1 meter or 3 feet, with people who are unwell.
stay home and self-isolate from others in the household if you feel unwell.
Don't touch your eyes, nose or mouth with your hands, whether clean or not.
You only need to stay in the comfort of your home.
As Celebration TV brings to you life-transforming,
Destiny empowering.
And spirit-uplifted programs for your viewing pleasure.
Together we can save lives and cut down the spread of coronavirus.
This message is brought to you by Celebration TV, revealing Jesus.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
and the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. The whole truth.
Welcome back, and now updates from the United States of America. Trump says coronavirus worse attack than Pearl Harbor. U.S. President Donald Trump has described the coronavirus pandemic as the worst attack ever on the United States, pointing the finger at China. Mr. Trump said the outbreak has hit the U.S. harder than the Japanese bombing of Pearl Harbor in the World War II or the 9/11 attack 2 decades ago. His administration is weighing punitive actions against China over its early handling of the global emergency. Beijing says the U.S. wants to distract from its own response to the pandemic. Since emerging in the Chinese city of Wuhan in December, the coronavirus is confirmed to have infected 1.2 million Americans, killing more than 73,000. Speaking to reporters in the Oval Office of the White House on Wednesday, Mr. Trump said they were through the worst attack they have ever had in America. He said this is worst attack they have ever had. He said it's the worst attack, is worse than Pearl Harbor, worse than the World Trade Center. There's never been any attack like this, said Mr. Trump. And when asked later by a reporter if he saw the pandemic as an actual act of war, Mr. Trump indicated that the outbreak was America's foe rather than China. And now more updates from Poland in Europe. Poland's presidential poll postponed over coronavirus. Poland governing coalition parties have agreed to postpone the Sunday's presidential election because of the deadly coronavirus outbreak. The Nationalist Law and Justice PIS party had wanted to vote to go ahead to get Andrzej Duda, 47 years of age, re-elected. But junior coalition partner agreement and opposition said PIS was putting political gain ahead of public health. The election will now be rescheduled to a date as soon as possible, and it will be a postal-only ballot. The timing of the election had plunged Poland into a serious political crisis on the top of the ongoing health crisis. Both international and Polish election observers have also raised concerns that the ballots will not be sufficiently transparent nor fair, given the candidates have suspended campaigning due to the lockdown. Now, Poland has nearly 15,000 confirmed infections and more than 700 deaths, according to America's Johns Hopkins University. The COVID-19 numbers are lower than in many Western European countries, but the Polish health minister has warned that the case has not yet peaked. Under President Duda, Poland has enacted far-reaching and controversial changes to society, including the judiciary and the media. Opposition leader fears the PIS, which supports the incumbent president, is seeking to ensure his victory to continue this program. Now, Mr. Duda has been far ahead in recent opinion polls. His opponents say he benefits from regular coverage on state television, while normal election campaigning has been impossible. And now on business news, Nigeria's oil production exceeds OPEC quota. Nigeria has not fully complied with the production cut deal by the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries and its allies. It reported on Wednesday that less than full compliance by producers, including Nigeria, could hurt the OPEC group's effort to cut output by 9.7 million barrels per day from May 1st. Nigeria and Angola's export schedules show they are currently not cutting as much as required under the OPEC deal, but will go further than they did under the previous OPEC agreement that ended on March 31st, according to the report. Under the latest deal, Nigeria should cap production at 1.4 million barrels per day in May and June. But data shows that it plans to export 1.5 million barrels per day in May and 1.6 million barrels per day in June, excluding the Akpo condensate stream. A trade source who has seen Nigeria's latest loading programs was quoted as saying that while Nigeria had made a significant cut to its exports planned in May, it would still fall short of the pledges OPEC cut. Secretary General Muhammad Bakindo said that they are now focused on the full and timely implementations of this historic agreement. The challenge for many OPEC countries arises from how much they are asking international oil companies to cut, said the Amit Sane of energy aspects. The international oil price benchmark Brent crude fell by $1.8 to $29.1 per barrel as of 7:50 p.m. Nigerian time on Wednesday. And still on business news, NNPC reduced petrol depot price to 108 naira. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation on Wednesday night announced a reduction in the ex-depot price of the petrol from 113.28 per liter to 108 naira per liter. The ex-depot price is the price at which the product is sold to marketers at the depots. It said the price reduction took effect across all its products loading facilities as well as its throughput operations. The operations group general manager, the group public affairs division, Kenny Obateru, quoted the managing director of the petroleum products marketing companies, Musa Lawan, as saying that the new ex-depot price of premium motor spirit, or other words called petrol, was a reflection of the company's market strategy. Now, Lawan said the strategy was to make more sales while compiling with the Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency's price template. He explained that the new price regime would enable the PPMC to boost its sales volume of the billions of liters of petrol it had in storage, while providing affordable price to millions of customers. Lawan said the new price was arrived at after extensive reviews of market realities by the PPMC Internal Price Review Unit. The corporation, however, did not state whether the new downward review of its ex-depot price will translate to a reduction in the pumping price of the PMC. Now we're going to short break now. When we come back, we get sports news. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Inemosa pala rasuse la ratatariata show.
Prayer, the key of the day and the lock of the night. For the prayer of a righteous man is powerful and effective. Join Apostle Johnson Suleiman this Friday 8th of May for prayer service and Saturday 9th of May 2020 for communion service. Live on Celebration TV and all our social media platforms. Enjoy the gift of unending love.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
And welcome back. We are now on sports news. Turkish Super League to resume June 12th. Turkish Super League will resume on June 12th, the Football Federation said on Wednesday, after games were suspended in March because of the coronavirus pandemic. He said he hoped Turkey would host the Champions League final in August, which had originally been scheduled for May 30th at the Atatürk Olympic Stadium in Istanbul. Özdemir said the TFF planned for the Super League to finish on July 26. The league was suspended on March 19 after the TFF came under fire for insisting games go ahead behind closed doors. The TFF head said matches start in June would again be played without an audience, but this could change depending on how the situation evolves. But Özdemir insisted that their priority is the health of the players. And now coming to another sports news, Bayern agrees to sign Leroy Sane on 5-year deal. Reigning Bundesliga champions Bayern Munich had reported agreed a transfer with Manchester City winger Leroy Sane on a 5-year deal, according to a report. Sports Bayern claimed the 24-year-old had agreed terms with Bayern, but the fee is still to be negotiated. However, the Germany international had not played for City's first team since tearing his right knee ligament last August in the FA Community Shield match win over Liverpool at Wembley. Having joined from Schalke in 2016 for a reported fee of £37 million, that's an equivalent of 42.5 million euros and $45.8 million, Sane is under contract in Manchester until 2021. A transfer fee around 100 million euros has been reported last summer when Bayern were trying to sign him before the injury struck. Bayern could sign him for the price they want, as the transfer market is deflated by an uncertainty over the coronavirus, with all major European leagues currently suspended. Manchester City needs to generate income from transfers to comply with financial fair play regulations, having been banned from the Champions League for the next 2 seasons due to violations, as they risk losing Sane to Munich on a free transfer. And that's the size of the news today on Celebration Television News Desk. If you're just joining us, here is a recap of the headlines. ICPC releases guidelines for COVID-19 relief fund management. Ghana's Medical Research Institute on the forefront of developing drugs for COVID-19. Poland's presidential poll postponed over coronavirus. Nigeria's oil production exceeds OPEC quota. And Bayern agrees to sign Leroy Sane on 5-year deal. And right now on our photo of the day, it says impossible is not a fact, it's an opinion. So if anyone despises you and your abilities, saying that they are not good enough, all you need to do is to stick to your success plan, knowing that whatever anyone says is just their opinion. So you can share your ideas too with us on the photo of the day on our social media platforms. On Facebook, we are Celebration TV. On Instagram, we are My Celebration TV. On Twitter, we are at My Celebration TV. And on YouTube, it's www.youtube.com/Celebration TV. Now, don't forget, the continuous transformation of our society is a collective responsibility of all. No matter the office you hold, as a nation's president, a thought leader, an opinion molder, a character builder, a professional, or as a person pursuing passion, you have a duty to give your all to making the society a better place for us and the generations to come. Play your part and do it with all diligence. Thanks for watching the news on Celebration TV. My name is Bellis Quetta. You have a beautiful day.
To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing aim of committing a gross of
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosu.
Jesus, releasing destinies, this is celebration.